The Caribbean and Pacific are no longer just tranquil stretches of blue. They've become battlegrounds in America's escalating fight against fentanyl. Once, these waters were known for trade and travel, but now, they're the front lines in a new kind of war, one that's as much about protecting the future as it is about defending the present. This isn't a war for territory or political ideology, it's a battle for the lives of our children, for the safety of families who look out over these waters and wonder what dangers might be lurking just beyond the horizon. Every parent's fear is that the next wave could bring tragedy to their doorstep. In response, the Trump administration has dramatically shifted tactics. U.S. forces are now authorized to use lethal force against vessels suspected of smuggling drugs. This is a significant escalation, signaling that the U.S. is willing to go further than ever before to stop the flow of fentanyl. Years of frustration with failed interdiction efforts, countless hours spent chasing elusive traffickers, have led to this hardline approach. The sense of urgency is palpable as officials grapple with the reality that old strategies simply weren't enough. The administration now labels these cartels as narco-terrorists, accusing them of waging a chemical war on Americans. These aren't just criminals, they're seen as organized enemies, determined to profit from addiction and misery. Bombing boats isn't just about stopping a single shipment, it's a message to traffickers everywhere. The risks have never been higher. The ocean, once a highway for illicit cargo, is now a place where the ultimate price can be paid for trafficking drugs. The old cat-and-mouse game at sea is over. The stakes have changed. Now, every encounter could mean life or death, not just for smugglers, but for those tasked with stopping them. Cartels are no longer treated as mere criminals. They're now considered enemy combatants, facing the full might of the U.S. military and law enforcement. This marks a sharp break from international norms, drawing both praise and condemnation from around the world. Allies question the risks, while others applaud the boldness of the new strategy. For grieving families, legal debates and diplomatic fallout are secondary. They want action, and they want it now. Each lost, loved one is a reminder of what's at stake. To them, this is a government finally fighting back, refusing to let the ocean remain a highway for poison, determined to disrupt the deadly supply chain at any cost. The message is unmistakable. The U.S. will meet this threat with overwhelming force, sending a signal to traffickers that the rules have changed. The era of patience and half measures is over. The clock has run out on waiting for incremental change. The war on fentanyl has reached the open water, and America is determined to win. No matter the cost, no matter the challenge, the fight is now on the waves. The new policy became real on November 1st, 2025. It was a date that would mark a turning point in America's fight against the drug trade, a day when words became action, and a new era of enforcement began. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth stood before the nation, announcing a U.S. military strike on a Pacific drug smuggling vessel. The world watched as the Pentagon signaled a dramatic escalation in America's response to the cartels. The operation was swift and decisive. 4 smugglers killed, no American casualties. The raid was executed with precision, sending a clear message that the U.S. military was now on the front lines of the drug war. The Pentagon called it a targeted action, not a random attack. Officials emphasized that this was a carefully planned mission, designed to disrupt a major trafficking route and demonstrate new resolve. The administration labeled the crew enemy combatants, not mere criminals. This legal distinction meant they would face military justice, not civilian courts, a signal that the rules had changed. This was the new doctrine: ferry poison, face military force. Smugglers could no longer expect leniency or loopholes. The consequences would be immediate and severe. The era of catch and release is over. Those caught trafficking drugs would now face the full might of the U.S. military and justice system. The strike sparked fierce debate. Was it justice or overreach? Across the country, Americans argued over the morality and necessity of using military force against smugglers. Supporters saw it as overdue proof of resolve. For them, the strike was a long-awaited answer to years of unchecked cartel violence and government inaction. For too long, cartels operated without fear. Now, annihilation is a real risk. The message was clear. The days of impunity were over, and the stakes had never been higher for those who trafficked in death. The strike was a warning to kingpins and smugglers alike. Your supply lines are targets. No route is safe, and every shipment is now a potential battlefield. The deaths at sea are seen as a tragic but necessary cost to save thousands at home. For many, the loss of life was a grim reminder of the stakes, but also a price worth paying to protect American families from the devastation of drugs. America has declared war on the poison killing its people. The nation is united in grief and anger, determined to fight back against the crisis that has touched every community. The message is unmistakable. The U.S. will strike first to protect its own, and the world is now on notice. America's patience has run out. At the heart of this battle are the angel moms, mothers who lost children to fentanyl. Their stories are not just statistics or headlines, they are deeply personal tragedies that have shattered families and changed lives forever. Each mother carries a unique pain, a wound that never truly heals. And yet from this pain they have found a powerful voice. Their grief has made them the conscience of the fight. It's a grief that binds them together, forging a sisterhood of sorrow and strength. In vigils and quiet moments, they find comfort in each other, knowing only those who have walked this path can truly understand. Wanda DeQuarto's son, Christian, died after taking a single counterfeit pill. For Wanda, every day is a reminder of what was lost in an instant, a future stolen, a family forever changed. For Wanda, military strikes aren't abstract, they're justice for her son. She sees every headline about a crackdown as a step toward accountability, a way to make sure no other mother suffers as she has. These mothers demand action, not sympathy. They stand before cameras and crowds, not for attention, but to demand real change from those in power. They hold up photos of their children, forcing the nation to confront the human cost. Each image is a silent plea, a call to remember the faces behind the statistics. Their stories fuel rallies, testimonies, and viral campaigns. Through social media and public events, they amplify their message, reaching hearts across the country. They refuse to let their children become statistics. Every memory preserved, every story told, is an act of defiance against forgetting. Their pain is a daily reminder. This is a fight for life and death. The empty bedrooms and silent birthdays are constant echoes of what's at stake. The term angel moms reflects their mission, mothers of angels, united by loss. Their bond is unbreakable, their resolve unwavering. Their support for Trump's crackdown is personal, not political. For them, it's about protecting other families from the heartbreak they know all too well. They've buried children instead of celebrating birthdays. Each missed milestone is a painful reminder of lives cut short. For them, bombing drug boats is about preventing more funerals. Every intercepted shipment is a life potentially saved, a family spared from tragedy. Their grief has turned them into relentless advocates. They organize, campaign, and lobby, channeling their pain into purpose. They won't rest until the war is won. For the angel moms, every step forward is a promise to their children, and to every family still at risk, that their loss will not be in vain. In late October 2025, hundreds gathered in Washington, D.C. for a fentanyl victims' march. Led by angel moms, families demanded action and showed fierce support for the administration's new tactics. Their chant, "One boat, two boat, three boat, boom, who did it? Trump did it, Naber Meeker, echoed through the streets. The chant, both raw and defiant, signaled their belief that only military force can stop the flow of poison. They see traffickers as terrorists, not mere criminals. For these families, Trump is the leader willing to fight back. Their chant is a declaration. They want violence met with violence. Ann Funner's son, Weston, was just 15 when he died from a single counterfeit pill laced with fentanyl. Weston wasn't a drug addict, just a teenager who made one fatal mistake. Ann's grief turned her into a leading angel mom, calling traffickers murderers and narco-terrorists. She warns parents. Fentanyl is hidden in fake pills, even disguised as candy. The threat is everywhere. One pill can kill. Ann supports military strikes, seeing a direct line from drug boats to her son's death. Destroying those vessels is, for her, an act of defense. The battlefield is now our neighborhoods and schools. Weston's story is a warning. There are no second chances with fentanyl. Ann is determined to teach this lesson nationwide. Her advocacy is relentless. One speech, one interview at a time. She wants every family to understand the danger. For her, Stopping the boats means saving lives. The administration's narco-terror policy faced fierce opposition in Congress. In October 2025, the Senate narrowly defeated a resolution to require congressional approval for future strikes. The vote was 51-48, a slim victory for the White House. Most Democrats and a few Republicans opposed the president's expanded powers. Senator John Fetterman broke with his party, siding with Trump due to Pennsylvania's opioid crisis. The vote affirmed the administration's authority and kept military strikes on the table. The Trump administration also pushed the Halt Fentanyl Act, imposing a 10-year minimum sentence for fentanyl traffickers. The law treats dealers as mass purveyors of death, not just criminals. Supporters say it ends the revolving door for traffickers and answers the pleas of grieving families. Critics warn of mass incarceration and question its effectiveness, but for the administration, the crisis demands drastic measures. The law is a warning. Selling fentanyl now means a decade or more behind bars. The Halt Fentanyl Act is legal force to match military might. The war on fentanyl is being fought on every front. Ann Funner's fight extends to state law with Weston's Law in New Jersey. Co-written with Assemblywoman Dawn Fantasia, the bill targets dealers who prey on teens, especially online. It introduces penalties for drug groomers who lure kids into trying counterfeit pills. The law reflects Ann's experience. Her son was deceived, not seeking drugs. Weston's Law aims to hold predators accountable and protect the next generation. It shows how one parent's advocacy can shape state policy. The war on fentanyl is local as well as national. America faces a new kind of war, one waged by cartels with chemicals, not guns. The Trump administration's military strikes are a dramatic response to an unprecedented threat. Angel Mom's support for these measures shows the desperation of families on the front lines. Their voices have pushed the nation to reconsider what's acceptable in fighting this crisis. Political and legal debates rage, but the death toll keeps rising. Laws like the Halt Fentanyl Act and Weston's Law are part of a broader defense. The core problem remains: the relentless flow of poison from abroad. The crackdown on narco-terror boats is America's answer to a chemical assault. For Angel Moms, this isn't politics, it's survival. They demand a government willing to do whatever it takes to win.